Hello, good evening, good morning, and good afternoon. What do we got on the agenda for today, you may ask? The answer is the same as always. First I try a thing, I get really frustrated that I can't do the thing, and then I go back to the thing that I know how to do. First, shoutouts to all my new YouTube subs since our last encounter. We've got Iswandi Wu, Darrell Brown, Fairy Tale, Shota Gogit, Aquatics X, Jasmine Duncan, Tale of Puka, maybe, Cletus Allredus, one. Hey, that's a fun name. Cozy Tozy, also a fun name. Ankar Yadav. Hey, these are all fun names. DJ Sinister 82, the Speckled Bird Devotee, Jawad Nano. Now I sound like I'm speaking in tongues. Atale Hurarasa, Howard Booth. Oh, good old-fashioned American name, Howard Booth. Some impronounceable, maybe Sanskrit, maybe that's Indonesian language. I don't know. But welcome, whoever you are. Angelica D, Rose Coleman, Knockout, and finally Hector Lopez. Welcome, one and all. Okay, what are we doing today? We are doing what I just said we're doing. Okay, I have an idea. It's probably not going to work. One cool thing that happened today was I talked to my friend Peter, who is kind of buddies with one of the developers of Zbrush, and actually got him to ask my very specific question to him. Turns out he had already seen my question on the forums and didn't have the answer I was hoping for. But it was cool. I got to hear Ryan Kingsland himself tell me no. Wait, is no, not Ryan Kingsland. Suddenly I can't. Joseph Drust, I think, is the guy. Anyway, shout out to you guys for at least looking at it. Okay, so here's my idea. I'm gonna make a thing. Okay, I made a thing. Are you guys proud? Oh, sorry, I actually failed to make a thing. I got so caught up in my own skills. I thought I had done it. Okay, here's Polymesh 3D. I'm gonna use ZModeler. I'm gonna turn it into a sphere-ish thing. Let's change to a non-obnoxious color. Hi, Damon. Thanks for saying hi before going to bed. And I will have a great stream. Absolutely. Okay, first things first. We're going to load up a tool or a brush set. I'm going to load a brush. This is a custom brush I made with little fantasy buildings and such. Okay, I'm going to choose this guy. Oh, no, first I'm going to create nano brush. Yay. Okay, nano brush away. So in theory, I draw on this, house comes up. Yes, we're getting this down. Okay, now the ideal thing is I draw this house, and there's a way to make them all stand upright. Now, that does not exist in ZBrush according to the developers of ZBrush. Case closed. So, my backup idea is this. Let's see. Okay, so I've selected these top faces, and now, let's say, polygroup all. So now we'll just go where I've created this polygroup. This beautiful green polygroup. So we're going to pretend that this is my hilly terrain. And one thing I can do now that I've created these houses. Actually, let me go ahead and also do this. Boom. I hold shift. Now I should, yeah, now I have both. Go into my nano meshes. Give them a little offset. still want them more or less on the faces, but not directly over the other things. No. It's the offset. Let's see, come down. Oh, yes, and I can randomize them. So they're only on some faces, not all the faces. And same with my little houseies. Some faces, but not all. Let's just pretend that's cool for now. So now I can select this polygroup. Yeah? No? Do I need to be in a different brush? Do I have something masked? No, I should be able to click on just these faces. And I cannot. But I'll do it the old-fashioned way. Okay. Now, I can squash these faces flat, which makes all my buildings go upright. Yay. But of course the problem is we're going to have terrain that just comes through. Oh man, that made me remember there is a grease pencil? Or am I thinking of Blender? Come on, where's search? Where's the search? Oh well. Pretend for a moment with me that there is a slanted line going through here. In fact, watch this. I'm going to pin. We're gonna make a little volcano here that these guys are on the slope of. Okay, so pretend that they're on a slope, right? And we don't want them to be sunk in at different amounts. So if I go back to this guy, now if I use ZModeler, and this was my one thought, took all that time to get to this. If I use ZModeler and let's see, Q mesh, single mesh, yes, that's what I want to do, and raise it. Oh, it is not doing what I hoped it would do. Okay. Still thinks I want to insert. No? Huh. Why does it think I want it? Okay. So do nothing for edge. Do nothing for point. Clearly on a face, it's clearly set to Q mesh. A single poly. Yes, this should move this, and it does not. Is it masked? It is not. All right, let's see what happens if let's see what happens if we do it on one of these. Okay, that's what Q mesh is supposed to do. It's supposed to like extrude a face. Why is it not working on these? Oh, maybe it can't do it if something's hidden. Let's see. We'll hide these. Now can I Q mesh? I can. Okay, so it doesn't want. See, I'm thinking if it's as easy as just clicking the base of wherever the houses are, and I could very quickly just go in and move them around, and it's not. If I'm moving the verts around, then it tilts them because it's making more slopes, and I need all the faces to be totally flat. Let's try extrude instead of Q mesh and see if that does anything. That does indeed do a thing. However, it does not move the multi-mesh under it. which is what I expected it to do. It's also seems to be making it the same. Or is that a different color? No. Okay. Yeah, so extruding undoes the operation of the thing. Not what I was hoping for. Okay. Let's try something else while I've got it here. I'll bet that's why I'll bet there's like no operations I can do when it has those buildings on them. I can select just those faces. And so if I move the faces, you know, like that, that's obviously where you run into trouble. I need to be able to move individual faces up and down and have the houses move up and down with them. That's my hope. So I'm thinking, let's see, in ZModeler, should be able to select just this face. And I did, but interesting, it takes the thing off of them when you do it. So now if I move those, oh, it's moving. That's weird. Why is it moving everything? The point of selecting faces is to do that operation only on the faces. Alright, well, that was my thought. My thought didn't work, as per the usual. Let's go back to our old standby, Mr. Scolla. Alright, last we left off, we were detailing the scales on the face. We got the expression pretty good. One thing I was thinking of yesterday as I was just glancing at him was the way the skin rolls under the eye here. You would expect there to be some demarcation of that. Like if you look at your knuckle, right? And you see those lines, that's just from the crease because your skin's constantly doing that, and so it just kind of builds up those kind of little creasy lines. So I think I want to indicate that a little bit on his eyelid here. That is not quite it's half closed. Or actually, it's almost fully closed on the bottom lid. It's the top lid that's a little bit open. Okay, but I want it to be pretty subtle. Not that subtle. Pretty much one even thing around there. I do not like how that creates a super flat, like horizontal line under his eye. That could just be a problem with the way I posed his eyelid. Let's see. I think I either need to rotate it up a little bit or down a little bit. Make sure perspective's on, so I'm not making stupid decisions based on a stupid reason. I want to make stupid decisions based on good reasons. Okay, so here's more up. See, that just gets to where it's like cartoon squint eye. I think that's it's a little too far. A bridge too far. And so going down, that takes away from his like I feel like this is a pretty good compromise. I guess the other thing I could try, rather than doing this kind of move, is I could try this move tool. Just bring it so it's a little more of a, you could see the arc of it better. Might be able to get the best of both worlds with that, we'll see. Hi, Letha. Well, say hi to Yeah Dude for me too. That's your job now, is relating greetings. I had this very carefully constructed corneal bulge on the bottom eyelid that's now getting totally screwed up by all this mucking about. But I mean, nothing ruins an organic creature more than just like a straight horizontal or vertical line, which is what his bottom eyelid was doing. I mean, the more you look down at him, the more that goes away, you know, down or up. But he's probably going to be seen for the book cover at around eye level. Monster Caesar, how's it going? Going all right. Making slow but steady progress. I would love to make fast but steady progress. Yeah, it may just be that this bottom eyelid is this crease that I put there is like the problem. I mean, I remember feeling that line on the bottom lid was problematic before, but this bottom line really exacerbates it. And even after I think I fixed the flow of the bottom eyelid, that's still mucking it up. So let me see if I can't do something about that. Maybe if I break it up a little bit by adding more wrinkles around it. Could just end up making it worse, but we'll see. Busy but good. That's a good way to be. Oh yeah, I suppose going in and breaking up the line with some deeper little folds could be really helpful too. Just something to make it so there's not this very direct flat line there. Yeah, okay, I'm definitely feeling better about that now. Alright, another thing on my to-do list on the kind of final fiddly details is I need to disrupt the symmetry of these noodly appendages. Let's see, so regular move tool, probably not the best. I'm gonna try move elastic. Has slightly different properties. First things first, let's just select the part we want to actually move. very powerful brush, but it also flattens things out as I squash them around, which is not ideal. The other one is Smooth Topological. Do not have a lot of experience with these, so I'm not sure exactly what they're doing differently. This one feels like it's preserving what I want to have preserved better, which is probably why it's taking, it's like a little hiccup every time I try to move it. Let's see, for this guy, I want to get a better idea for the full composition. Do I want this bending in more or maybe going out more? We kind of have the flow of, like, let's see, with this ear going down, we've got stuff flowing down like that. So I think I want it to go inward like so. Make sure I'm not moving it in some crazy direction on another axis. Looks good. Kind of resting on his chest seems like a good idea to me. I'm gonna inflate this part a little bit. Oh, not that much. Just thought of something. Is this guy not at his full? Oh, he's not even. Oh, I was doing detail work, not at the final level. Double check and make sure I didn't screw anything up over here. No, looks fine. Now the difference between my 5th and 6th subdivision level is hard to see, surprisingly. That's 5, and it's 5 million points, and here's 6, and it's 20 million points, and you can barely tell a difference. I mean, I'm gonna be, there's a word, decimating it. Regardless, so but since it doesn't make much of a difference, I'm going to step down to 4 while I'm doing this work. Wrong button. Okay. Interesting, it's not grabbing the other ones like the other brush was. I wonder if that's the main difference. I'm going to be doing a Boolean operation of the head on the body, so when I cast it, it should like sock it right into place. So it's okay if these tendrils poke through the body a little bit, but I don't want them looking like they're just ghosting right through it. That's just not going to be convincing. Like this says, ghost through it like weapons go through clothes in Guild Wars. Yeah. Someday we'll come up with a solution for that. That will be a glorious day. See, I've got this annoying flaps under these tendrils on the body to keep bubbles from forming at the tips of things. So if this whisker here actually obfuscated that, that would be excellent. Not sure if moving it far enough to do that, it's going to kind of muck it up, but I'm going to give it a try. That's why God invented undo. Yeah, really nicely hides that. I don't think it compromises the design at all. Might as well do it on this side too. make sure I've got these lines flowing pretty well from all angles. Most importantly from directly right on, since that's going to be his book cover, but from as many as possible, it's best to have your lines flowy. Okay, and then the last problem I had was this ridge. The bumpies up at the top not matching the horizon of the top of his skull, so it just seems like he's got a weird like bonnet or hat or something. So I'm going to carry this treatment over onto the head more. You can see it starts this way at the back of the kind of the nape of the neck and slowly fades into the head, but I need it to be more and more and more on the head. Probably carry it forward almost like a hair pattern or something is what I'm thinking. Also, this is the top of his head is very Yoda looking anyway, so the more I can take away from that direct reference, the better. So I guess probably what I want to do first is step it down a couple detail levels and just smooth it out. First things first, I'm going to go in and reestablish the bifurcation that goes up his head. Just make sure that secondary form is well established, so I'm not going to lose it once I start putting all the little bumps on.
They're not going to shoot. They can't do that.
And he asked me the question, how does it feel to be alive? Which I took exception. It's only pain that I derive. So I gave him the answer. Old habits come back in time. Just a split of the switch, and without a twitch, I took it right between the eyes. I took it right between the eyes.
Okay, I think I'll start the way I did all the others. That's probably a good way to get them to match.
And I'm praying for more. A steady automatic digital man. I carry the sense of the world in my hand. Pour out the skin, be the cancer within. And now I know I'm alive.
Alphas. That's the word I'm looking for. Scolla skin. I should have something called Scolla skin. Apparently. That's weird. Why are there no other folders here all of a sudden?
That nothing is right until I see their eyes in my sights. When I cock the hammer, I kill all the lies.
Because I needed to go here, that's why. Here we go. Scolla bump. Okay, so if I keep them about that same scale, still definitely need to pull them down at least that far. Yeah, okay. Looks like I can get away with even more depth, actually. Even more intensity. Yeah, I think because the horizon, like where you stop seeing the back, the front of his head is right around here. I need to keep the scales about that size here, otherwise it doesn't read as a contiguous flow. I think that'll work once I do a little bit of massage. Okay, Baki says I've gone a whole day without sales, blips, or pages read. I may perish. Oh man, you're getting addicted to that. You need to stop checking it. It will drive you mad. change this to... Oh, why is there not a drag dot feature? Oh, there's drag dot. Okay, now I can just drag this around. Downside is that it's based on your brush size, so I keep having to change my brush size. What does that do? Huh, I don't know what that did. Let's see, so I can drag it around. What does Alt do? Alt inverts it. Don't want that. What does Control do? So one of them would freeze it in orientation. But that does not seem to be the case, which means this is not as useful as I hoped it would be. You only check 3 times a day? I think you should check it every weekend. That's what I'm going to pretend that I'll be able to do once my book is out. Start knocking our intensity down a bit. Plus. This says I don't really get discouraged. I've been getting enough sales, flips, and pages read to keep me pretty happy. I used to only check like once a month because I knew I wasn't going to have any, but now I'm almost used to having one or the other most days. Fair enough. Definitely, that blend is working. Got to work on this little middle section here, but yeah, that all looks like one form at any angle now. Much better. the other thing I was thinking of. I did these ears really early on in the process, and that scale pattern doesn't necessarily match the rest of the body, so that's another little item to add to the polish list. But you know what? That list is getting smaller and smaller. I think it's pretty much that, and then it's time to cut this guy up and print him. I finally got the application to sign up for a booth at Norwestcon to sell stuff in the dealer's room. So that's really exciting. I would love to have little statues of Scolla to sell, or at least have one that I can offer as a, giveaway prize for people who sign up for our news group or something like that. Or mailing list, not news group. Yeah, I've got my my Colossus, which is an obvious crowd pleaser, attention grabber. That will be at the booth. I would love to also get a life-size Scolla, so like a 3-foot tall Scolla. That's more on brand for Tales from Talifar specifically. Like the Colossus is good just as a general, like, hey, we do art tutorials. But as I shift more into trying to promote the books and stuff, I want to be more on brand for that. Need a life-size Scolla and Sinoni. That'd be cool. Thinking for accessories, Scolla should have his little sunshades, and Sinoni, maybe she could have a book, since she hilariously becomes a more famous author than Scolla. These scales in the middle of the head need a little more oomph. Something. You know, it'd be really cool for statues would be if I use some UV paint, then I could paint their crazy patterns that they have all over their body that are invisible to the human eye. But if you shine a UV light on them, then they light up, and you can see how different Scolla and Sinoni look. But like without the light, you probably wouldn't be able to tell which is which. Without their accessories. It'd be fun to kind of develop like the difference between male and female UV patterning on these guys.
Just need a little bit, I just need a little bit. Oh, 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 oh. Just need a little bit, I just need a little bit.
Isn't this musical? Aletha says we need to take the music from Reaper's Rumble and the Raceway and put them in the Labyrinth. It's that much better, huh? I'll let them know. I'm sure Joe could do that, but he's too busy teaching me how to script. But with my incredible new scripting powers, maybe then I'll be able to do it. And no one will be the wiser. I mean, except that you could always check the history of script changes on the map, so people would know. But I could claim ignorance. I could say, I made a mistake. I didn't know. I thought I was hitting the make this map have more of the same music button, not change the map music button. That's how scripts work, by the way. It's just a series of buttons that say things like make map have same music button. It actually says button on the button. It's really redundant. But yeah, scripting for video games is weird. That's not true, by the way. In case anyone gets the wrong impression about how scripting works. I wish it was just a giant panel with buttons that had written on them simple stuff like that. That'd be amazing. Hey, you gotta love these tonal shifts. We go from an overwrought song about alcoholism to video game circus music to just ambient droning. It's quite the wild ride we're going on sonically tonight. Yeah, that would be too user-friendly. I agree, Aletha. They need to keep... It's like a gatekeeping mechanism. Only game developers get to script things, so they make it as convoluted and ridiculous as possible. I mean, really, it's like a bunch of logic puzzles, which in and of itself wouldn't be so bad, you know. If-then statements, and then you disentangle from there, but you have to know all the lingo first. You have to know what a handler is and a $sign this and so many just random things I'm having to figure out. The sad thing about pulling the scales this far onto the forehead is that it means that I lost the cool veins that were, you can see going over his forehead, which I thought gave him like a kind of a brainy feel, right? Like, I mean, that just communicates ever since like 50s B-movie aliens have just huge noggins with pulsing veins. That shows their mental ability. It's kind of a visual shorthand for that. So I'm probably going to want to look for a way to pull the veins down more now that they've been covered up by these scales up on top. So that's 2 things left on the to-do list. Scales on the ears and veins on the forehead. And I can almost guarantee I'm going to be fiddling with the eyes again too, because I mean that's the most important part. You don't skimp on the eyes and their expression. I'm gonna look up that what the track is. Let's see. This is not all of his music. What's going on here? Timer, Bandcamp. I swear I was looking at all of his Guild Wars tracks in one place. No, that's not it. Path of Fire, that's not it. Sorry, I gave it the old college try. This is nice. Looks like I can start morphing the big bump scales into the little fish scales pretty well. Aletha, have you been watching anything cool lately? Any good TV shows? Movies I should know about? We just started the second season of Daredevil, and so far it's fine. I've heard it gets good, so I'm looking forward to it. I'm happy the Kingpin is back to being a prominent figure. He was really cool in the first season. Alright, we have perfect agreement. Watching Daredevil 2, it's okay. That is the final conclusion of the stream. You heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen. Daredevil is just fine. Recently finished The Haunting of House Hill, but it was too much drama and not enough ghosts. However, I do like how it ended. Yeah, I've heard good things about that. I think a lot of people like how much drama there is because kind of theoretically, this is what I've heard, I haven't seen it myself, theoretically that grounds it and makes you actually care about the characters instead of them just being fodder to be frightened and provide startles and stuff. But yeah, I mean, it really comes down to the execution of the drama, or I guess expectations. If you're expecting to have a lot of drama, or just expecting to be nothing but wall-to-wall ghosts. I mean, if you want wall-to-wall ghosts, you need to just watch the movie 13 Ghosts. There are literally wall-to-wall ghosts in there. I don't remember much about it except thinking that it was really quite creative for a ghost story movie. I can't even remember the premise. I feel like there were 13 ghosts and they were trapped in a place, and each of them was like a representation of one kind of like bad thing you could do or another, maybe, or they did 13 bad different things. I don't know. It was good, trust me. Saw it 15 years ago and thought this was good, so take my word for it. Letha said it was just the last 3 or 4 episodes. It was starting to feel more like a reality show in parts. I think I've seen that movie but don't remember it much. There you go. 2 stunning recommendations for you here, ladies and gentlemen. On the stream tonight, you have heard that Daredevil is alright, and 13 Ghosts is probably okay, based on vague memories, and we barely remember it. Can't get much of a better ringing endorsement than that. And House on the Haunted Hill is also alright, but too much drama. They should have saved it for their mama. Ghost Ship, you say? I have not heard of that. Is that a movie? Is it about a ghost ship? I played in the ghost ship level in Zelda Wind Waker, but I don't know if that counts. I saw a ghost ship in every single one of the Pirates of the Caribbean movies. Which, great news, everyone. They're talking about rebooting that franchise. Because the thing that everyone has been crying out for lately is more Pirates of the Caribbean movies. Right? I feel like we've all been doing that. Just every day, all day. Why aren't there more Pirates of the Caribbean movies? And not with the same actors. I want it with different actors. Don't worry, Disney heard us. They heard our cries. And they're rebooting the franchise with different actors. That was such a fluke. Like, that movie, that first movie should not have been good. But Johnny Depp really pulled something out of his hat and made a super memorable, super fun character that they were able to hang a franchise on. And I'm glad. I enjoyed those movies. I mean, they definitely got progressively sloppier. But man, I mean, the art, the production. Yeah, it's because he was drunk. I mean, there's a lot of great things in those movies. I love all the character designs, all the set designs, the costumes, creature designs. They're all really fun. This says, yep, it's a movie about ghosts on a spooky UV ship. Interesting. I have all the Pirates of the Caribbean movies, but I still need to watch the fourth one. I really like them, though. Yeah, Johnny Depp really made them awesome. I believe there's 5 of them now, Letha. Get with the times. The fourth one was the mermaid one, and then there was a 5th one that came out, oh, I don't know, 2 or 3 years ago. Yeah, it's such a weird franchise. Like, I feel like it's never really talked about, but every time they make a movie, I don't hear anyone talking about them, but they still make tons of money. But yeah, it is curious that they want to reboot. I'm guessing it probably has to do specifically with Johnny Depp and his personal issues. The personal issues I'm referring to are the fact that he looks just like me. Then people get confused and they're like, wait, am I watching a YouTube tutorial or a Pirates of the Caribbean movie? And they can't tell. This says, why reboot? Need more new stuff out? They need to make movies of my books. No, wait, they'd probably add a crappy love story. None of your books have love stories in them? But yes, Hollywood would certainly bastardize. Well, they do bastardize everything they get their hands on. And it goes through a bunch of producer notes, and executives stick their fingers in and make a bunch of dumb decisions, and most movies are dumb and predictable because of it. Hey, Wreck-It Ralph just subscribed. Thanks, Wreck-It Ralph. Thank you. Alright, I feel like I still have a bit of work blending this out, but I've got a technique that I'm really happy with. But I remembered I need to still take a shower tonight, so I'm going to call it for tonight. But yeah, much happier with what's going on upstairs now. I'm going to pull some veins in around the sides of his temples here. I think that'll be really cool. Oh, looks like his nose is still really symmetrical. Okay, 3 things on my list. Unsymmetrify the nose. You know what? I'm going to do that now because I'll forget that. That's super fast to do. No mushy gushy ooey gooey love stories in my books. That's fine. Don't have a lot in my books either. Try your hand at a little romance in a story, but it wouldn't be the focal point. Yeah, it's a good idea to just kind of dip your toe in it as a side, like a B plot or a a mild element. Yeah. Okay. We're doing all right. We're getting there. Getting very close. What is today? Today's Wednesday, so I'll see you guys on Sunday, and hang out with me on Twitter. I'm at Joshua Foreman. On Facebook, Instagram, all those places. All the links are going to be down below. So, yeah, have a good night, everyone. See you next time.